Monster Hunter is a long-running beloved action series where you hunt monsters. You hunt the monsters, it's in the title. In it, you will journey across both the old world and the new world as a hunter, to gather as many animal cruelty charges as humanly possible. So you can make sick weapons and armor out of the innocent animals you slaughter on the daily. I initially discovered the Monster Hunter series while on vacation with my parents, when I picked up this volume of the Monster Hunter epic manga from a library. When I returned home from my vacation, I got to researching the series and decided to try out Monster Hunter Freedom Unite. I gave the game a shot, killed a couple monsters, and while I was definitely having fun, something about it didn't quite tickle 13-year-old Pikener's brain, and I never really ended up finishing it. I thought about it every now and then, and sometimes videos on the series would pop up in my YouTube recommended, but I never really went back to play it. So fast forward a couple of years to December of 2019, right before the forces that be decided to smite down everyone on the planet. Me and some of my friends got together for a New Year's party, and we all decided to get some money together to give each other our mental illness diagnoses, thinly disguised as gifts. So I got a bunch of people under Night in Birth, which, I mean, one person played for a while before I perfected them with Enkidu when they stopped playing. You know who you are. I know you're watching this video. I didn't forget. But, more importantly, one of my friends got me Monster Hunter World. After all these years, this series had somehow managed to find its way back to me. Might as well give it another shot, right? And so I got to playing. I made my character Lyn from Fire Emblem because if IS stops giving her more outfits, I'll fucking do it myself! So, I picked the longsword like a true weeb and started my adventure, which didn't last very long. Yes, despite my willingness to give the series another go, my friend's pathological obsession with the damn game, and the quality of the title itself, something about it just didn't resonate with me. To this day, I can't really explain why. I ended up writing it off as the controls feeling too clunky, despite the fact that I love slower paced action games. My shit sense of direction making me end up lost even when there is a glowing trail of "Go here!" Or the systems being too complicated, which they really aren't. The game just loves throwing walls of text at you constantly. And so, I ended up dropping the game. Again. Until December 2022. I was scrolling through the Steam sale trying to find new games to play, and that's where I saw it. There it was. Once again, staring me down. Mocking me for my weakness and thinking it might be a fun game to stream occasionally. I bought it, downloaded it, and decided to give it one last try. And man, that was a good choice. Holy shit, this game is fun. Like, really fun. The monsters are awesome, the world feels alive, and the combat is incredibly well handled and offers great variety both in terms of weapons and boss fights. I don't know exactly what about it made me stick with it this time around. Perhaps it was just the fact I had nothing else to play, or my willingness to properly learn it, but one thing was certain. I was having fun. The driving force behind Monster Hunter's gameplay is very simple RPG stuff. There are monsters, you kill the monsters, and then you disassemble the monsters to make stronger weapons with which you kill more monsters. Now, normally, we would call this grinding. And if like me you're someone who genuinely enjoys EXP share in modern Pokemon games, you might be led to believe this is a bad thing. But the way Monster Hunter utilizes grinding isn't just good. It's intrinsically linked to what makes it so damn fun and gives it its identity. Grinding in Monster Hunter isn't just a matter of beating on your 2 low-level goblins until the big number goes up and you feel the rush of serotonin your social life refuses to give you. It's about perfecting a craft, about tackling a challenge over and over again until you perfect both the mechanics of your weapon and the mechanics of the monster. These two core concepts create the balance that defines Monster Hunter's combat. Hunting a monster is a constant tug of war between the monster and the hunter. All of the monster's attacks can fling you several feet into the air and take away half your health. But with enough perseverance, dodging, and precise strikes, you will wear them down and break them, temporarily shifting the tide of battle in your overwhelming favor as a reward for good gameplay. It's here that the series succeeds where many other games fail. By stringing you along with its artificial rewards, it also manages to create mechanical rewards. All of a sudden, the joy of hunting doesn't just come from getting the gem you wanted, but by becoming faster and more efficient at the hunt. By memorizing the monster's patterns, its route across the map, its nesting area, its natural enemies and allies, and how your choice of weapon allows you to approach these problems. And that leads me to my next point. The weapons. Monster Hunter has a total of 14 weapon types, and all of them play wildly different from each other. And I mean wildly different. Switching from weapon to weapon often feels like playing a totally different game, and completely changes how you approach the combat. You have your big boy, big hit weapons like the greatsword and the hammer, but reward you for learning the monster's patterns in order to lay as much hot, steaming, optimal bonk as possible. The lance and the gun lance let you act as a tank, allowing you to block incoming attacks, the former rewarding you with great consistent damage, and the latter rewarding you with incredibly damaging burst phases that can floor monsters very quickly. The hunting horn allows you to have the same bonking prowess as the hammer, trading its more explosive moveset in favor of utility. The insect glaive, dual blades, and sword and shield give you greater mobility in very different ways, rewarding you for keeping constant aggression. The longsword and the switch axe reward you for building and managing a resource, and the ranged weapons reward you for being a bitch. But among them all, one weapon stands. One weapon to rule them all. One weapon to bring down the mightiest of foes, and that weapon is the Charge Blade, baby! Woo! The biggest, the baddest, the objectively best weapon. Want to knock out the big dumb monster for a while? Charge Blade! Want to have solid defensive options whilst not sacrificing your mobility? Charge Blade! Want to have cool as fuck anime attacks and multiple modes to switch between? Charge Blade! Want to fix your broken marriage and have your children respect and love you as their parent again? Okay, maybe see a therapist for that one. But alternatively, fucking Charge Blade! But partner, I'm just a wee lad. I don't know how to use a Charge Blade, I hear you say. Well, worry not, my friend, because by the time we're done, I'll be turning you from Monster Hunter to Monster I mean, certified Charge Blade badass. You see this little gauge right here, lad? Those are your files. That's what's gonna get you sweatier than a Mishima player at a social gathering. Everything in your toolset revolves around building or spending them, and you're going to want to keep track of them at all times. This bad boy has two modes, a sword mode where you build and store your files, and an X mode where you spend them for that big damage. Sword mode allows you to build files fast with your circle attacks and use the shield. As you get better at the weapon, you will realize some moves allow you to stick out the shield during the animation. These are guard points. Equip offensive guard on your armor if you want an alternative to sex. Be careful not to overheat your sword and store your files. While in sword mode, your triangle plus circle combo allows you to go straight into an element discharge. Store files into your shield for juicier guard points and bigger X deeps. Or press L2 to... In your X mode, you can lay the WWE smackdown on monsters with your elemental discharge combos and weave them in between standard attacks for high damage. Equip impact files, go for the head, and enjoy turning these innocent animals into a fine red mist. Monster Hunter has so much to offer in its systems, environments, and fights, and sometimes the sheer scale of the threats you face can seem a little daunting. Sure, your Palico pal can definitely help you out in a pinch, but it can't quite fight like you can. If only there was some other way to go about this. Well, luckily for you, there is. Yes, on top of everything I've just mentioned, one of the driving forces behind Monster Hunter's appeal is the ability to play with other hunters, so you can enjoy pissing off PETA together. This is Arugan. He's the friend that got me into Monster Hunter. Yes, he is a longsword main. Yes, you can make fun of him in the comments for not worshipping our one true lord and savior, the Charge Blade. When I downloaded the game on PC, we decided we wanted to do something funny with our characters, and so these abominations were born. Yes, I am fully aware the meme died like 5 months ago. Yes, it does arguably make the game easier by allowing you to split aggro or bring a high-level player into the hunt, but it doesn't jeopardize the gameplay experience. Most moves a monster has in its arsenal are essentially just huge fuck-off sweeping attacks, or big area of effect moves, which allows the game to remain fairly challenging and engaging even when you've got multiple hunters ganging up on a monster. One of the coolest parts of Monster Hunter's weapon design is how all of the weapons manage to work in unison. Various weapons have different sweet spots they want to hit on a monster, and none of them get in the way of each other's mechanical goals. Sometimes. You can have a big dumb hammer hitting a big dumb head and a big dumb sword cutting a big dumb tail while small dumb knives deal big dumb damage, and everything will ebb and flow together naturally, allowing you and your hunter friends to barely even need to communicate to take down monsters. Monsters. Ah, that's weird. Do you hear that? Sounds like the elephant in the room. That's right, the monsters themselves. They are 50% of the title, they are badass, and they are here to steal your fucking lunch money. The creature design in the series is absolutely outstanding. The designers didn't just stop at making cool, weird, or majestic monsters. They went out of their way to ground them into the Monster Hunter world and make them feel like they truly belong. The monsters have differences between sexes, they interact with the environment and other monsters in meaningful ways, they have subspecies, lore, size differences from specimen to specimen, and their presence has a real effects on human settlements and natural biomes. Monster Hunter succeeds in making these larger-than-life magical creatures feel like a natural part of the world they are in. You never question their presence or their fantastical nature. They are simply the animals of this world you are inhabiting, and they exist in an ever-evolving, living ecosystem. They are ultimately what defines and unites the series as a whole. The imposing, majestic presence of the Elder Dragons, the mundane normalcy of the smaller monsters, or literally everything about Volstrax. Holy fucking shit, what other game series gives you a rocket-propelled fucking jet dragon? How is this thing so awesome? Almost every monster in the series brings something unique and interesting to the table, and slots in perfectly into its world. Ask any two Monster Hunter fans, and it's likely their favorite monsters will be different. And for good reason. The sheer variety and quality on display is incredible. Monster Hunter is an extensive and storied series with much to offer in all of its games. So, if anything in this video piqued your interest, consider giving the games a shot next time you see one of them on sale. Even if tough boss-based action games aren't your cup of tea, get some friends together, pick the Charge Blade, and have fun joining in the hunt. You will not regret it. Hey everyone, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and a sub, or comment about the weight of my mother. I have to thank you all for the amount of support my first video got. I was expecting it to drown in the algorithm, and next thing I know there's almost 200 of you fuckers, so thanks. This video was actually supposed to be my original first video before I got the idea for Old Games Matter. It took a little longer to make than it should have, but hey, here we are. The upcoming months are going to be a little weird for me, and they might slow me down, but if you want more, you can always follow me on Twitch and my other socials. All links are in the description, including the music list. I truly appreciate you guys sticking around for this video, so have a good one, wear your seatbelt, and survive.